Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 8, Episode 3 of the Timeline. Continued on to October 12th, 2023. After I sent the emails, of course, I'm upset and I'm crying. I still can't believe what I've heard. My mind is scrambling. Then I thought of a conversation I had with a man when this case first started, and I sent letters out. A nice man called me then and told me a story of his run ins with this city, and as we talk, the same law firm, come to find out. My thoughts took me back to then, and I sit here in disbelief. I know I've said this already, but I can't believe this. A nerve of her, a nerve of them. I sit and just think. Then I think I'm going to send more emails and work to get this story out there. I start sending, and I didn't finish until I sent 16 emails to different stations, some radio stations, and some TV. Then after dinner, I wrote down more stations' names to look for email addresses, and I did not finish until 9:02 p.m. When I put the papers aside, I made a cup of hot tea and just sat still in disbelief. October 13th, 2023. My eyes opened and my mind went to the ethics of the judge of this law firm and then of the county. I had to force myself to stop thinking about it. I start my day, and later this afternoon, I receive an email back in reply to emails I sent out yesterday. It's a message saying delivery incomplete. There was a temporary problem. And then at 5:24 p.m., I receive another response saying delivery incomplete and will retry for 47 more hours. You'll be notified if the delivery fails permanently. After receiving and reading the responses, I went to the cemetery. At 6:15 p.m., I'm visiting with Wyatt. I took 2 pictures of his headstone and flowers in his vase. Then I pull around to visit Megan. As I turn onto the street to the west side, there is a vehicle at Babyland 6th West. There are also a small group of people standing at the Mother Mary statue along the fence line. I drove on past and went to the center street in the cemetery, and I sat and I waited for them to leave. I took 4 pictures of the view, and then as they leave, I take pictures of the vehicles. Then at 6:29 p.m., I pull up to Babyland 6th West area. The sun is going down and is a good-sized sun. Megan's flowers are still here. There is a white aura in the first picture. Also, in fact, as I look at this picture, I have to ask, is the aura over the area where the Mother Mary statue should stand? Because this Mother Mary statue should be north of this existing tree, not south of it. And the new burial, if they buried someone next to this Mother Mary statue, the headstone is the only thing here, not their loved one. In picture 2 is an up close picture from the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign. West is the existing tree, and then Megan's flowers is west of this tree, and the headstone to the south. There's headstones to the north and to the west. In the third picture, the picture is taken north of the south, the existing tree, a corner of the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign shows. The tree and west of the tree is Megan's flowers. Then the newly set in headstone west of Megan's flowers. The headstones to the north of this, there is a white aura. In the next picture is of the same area, but from the flowers to the headstones to the northwest, and the aura has moved more north now. The fifth picture is an up close of the lineup of where the rock headstone is at now. The flower that we stuck in the ground at these two little girls' headstones are still here. Then to the west are more headstones. And in the sixth picture is a picture taken from south to north. And this picture is of Megan's flowers, the tree trunk, and headstones shown scattered. In this next picture, it is an up-close picture of the Mother Mary statue, pink and white flowers, and a wooden stake and a new headstone set in. The family has set in a new headstone with a refinished Mother Mary statue. So hopefully it is a new headstone set in and not where a loved one is newly buried. In the eighth picture, as I'm standing in the area, I look and see a flock of ducks on the other side of the chain link fence. And of course, I take a picture. Then I quietly walk over to the fence and took an up-close picture of the ducks. The beauty of nature without even trying is my thought. I walked back to the car. I took a picture of the full view area. There is a light shade of green aura in it. In the next picture, wow, the green aura is in the next picture, but then fades away. The next three picture is showing Megan's flowers from different distances away. And then soon after, I left the cemetery and went home. October 14th, 2023. This morning waking up, Madison sent me pictures of my granddogs. It's a nice way to start the day. A little before noon, I'm outside. The sun is bright. I happen to take a picture of the sun, and it has a glow around it. There are lines glowing off of it. There is a darker blue glow shooting upwards, looks like to be wings off the side of this line. An odd looking picture, but it is a nice one. Later this afternoon at 3:20 p.m., Carla, my great niece, and I went to lunch at our favorite tea room. We sat and talked, we took pictures, and we didn't leave until 5:22 p.m. And thank you, Carla, for this day. October 15th, 2023. Thank you, God. I'm working on writing the episode for this week. Well, and as the day moves on, I'm finishing with the writing of it. Have a great day. October 16th, 2023. After I start my morning, I went into the office room to record the episode for the podcast. It is a bit challenging at times, but I did finally get it. It is scheduled, and I thank God for this. October 17th, 2023. I'm taking this morning and afternoon easy. I didn't do much of anything, which this is what I do the day after of a writing or a recording an episode. I did go to the cemetery this evening at 5:40 p.m. I'm standing at Wyatt's headstone. I did take a picture, and a short time later, I snap a photo of full view at Megan's area. There's a glow of light from a white aura east of the tree. There is a glow on both sides of this aura. And in picture 2 is of Megan's flowers up close. In picture 3, the more and more I view the Mother Mary statue, the more and more flowers are here on it. And today, and some sort of hat is here also, like a baseball cap. And gosh, I pray someone isn't buried in the wrong area. In the 4th picture, a photo from the south to north of Megan's flowers. In the next few pictures are of different headstones in the area. In the 8th picture, a glow from an aura east of Megan's flowers. Then the next picture is of the rock headstone with a white flower stuck in the ground, and the little girl who used to sit southeast of the tree of the rock headstone. Her flower is yellow, and an up-close picture of this area. The next 3 pictures is of the same area, and then in the 6th picture are of different areas in Babyland 6th West. After I left the cemetery, I feel this sense of madness, being mad about how a complaint to the city saying headstones were moved by floodwater, to a man lying about cutting down a tree, to then to portray it as the South tree, to make me and others believe they did cut down a tree. So me showing pictures to prove the truth to the city, admitting the headstones were moved, to then digging up a headstone that was moved by floodwater, to finding a blanket and a Bible in this casket under Megan's headstone that was moved by floodwater, to then finding trench auger lines where they just dug up this headstone, to then finding the small drain newly set in, and it all lines up with the South tree where Megan was laid to rest, and then on west to the newly set in headstone dated 1992, a new headstone, because even in older pictures taken from 1999, there were no headstone there of that date, 1992, to now still proving, still trying to get someone to help. From 2015 until 2023, someone honestly help. October 18th, 2023. Waking up this morning, grateful my episode airs tonight, and hopefully this is the episode to find that person. October 19th, 2023. I thank God for waking me up. After my day starts, Madison sent me a picture of Daisy and Nala, my granddogs, and her bird Rosie. Then this evening, my grandchildren came over, well, 2 of them, to spend the weekend with me. I love the time I get with my babies. Then, of course, my camera roll is taken up of pictures of the kids playing, shooting pool, and looking outside at the pool work being done on the new pool being put in. They are full of smiles. They look happy when they come to my house, and I'm happy when they are here. After a while, we settled down for the night, and everyone have a good night. October 20th, 2023. I enjoy the day by spending the day with my grandchildren. I went into the office and I read a sentence that said, "Order is the truth of my life. I understand my good will come to me in its time. I do what is mine to do to bring about the result I wish to see." Then it read on to say, "I am in harmony with divine order, patient and trusting in right outcomes. My thoughts are good." And then I thought, wow, I thank you for this day. October 21st, 2023. This morning, waking up, I'm thankful I'm waking up with my great grandbabies. I adore these kiddos. After our day started and the kids played and I cleaned up, we made the most of our time we were spending together. Later this evening, Madison came over to visit with the kids. We sure have missed them. After Madison left, we put a movie in and watched TV until the kids fell asleep or were ready for bed. And I'm so thankful for this day and to Jose for bringing the kiddos over. The next morning, the kids are still asleep. I'm up cooking breakfast. And after they woke up and we ate, they start their day by shooting pool. They are both so young, but both pretty good at shooting for their age. Later this afternoon, Jose, the kids' dad, picked them up, and that's when my heart feels warm. My great grandbabies loves me, loves being at my house, and they say, "Thank you, Na," and they are so very welcome. I went to the cemetery, and as I pull in on the west side of the cemetery, oh no, one of my worst thoughts. The city did bury a loved one in or next to the Mother Mary statue. There is about 9 cars here and a big group of people standing over the statue. Oh God, so sad because the only thing here is the headstones, not anyone's loved one from heaven, not no one's soul, just an empty area. The headstones were moved there on May 7th, 2015. So sad, but so gross too. So cold. While they pay their respects, I went on to visit Wyatt. I sit with him for a while I watch and I wait as I stood in Wyatt's area. I snapped about 16 pictures of Megan's area and exactly where these people were standing. I also took pictures of vehicles pulling away, leaving the cemetery. And I'm so sorry, but I just wish I could have walked over to them to tell them. But how would they have handled it? How would they have reacted? I had to watch as they all pulled away. Then at 3:50 p.m., I'm able to pull up to Megan's area, Babyland 6th West. And when I first pull up, I start taking pictures. I took 7 pictures as I'm pulling up, and then I pull around to the West Street, east of Megan's area, and I took a couple more pictures from different angles. I also then took a picture from north to south of the scattered headstones in Babyland 6th West area. I also took a picture of Megan's flowers. They are still here. The next picture is of the rock headstone, the headstone that used to sit southeast of the tree. I need to name this headstone without saying a name, so I think I will call it the Southeast Headstone. Then everyone will know it's the little girl's headstone that sat near Megan and that rock headstone back in 2015 and before. And this picture was taken from west to east because the next picture is taken from east to west. And it shows the Mother Mary statue. And yes, the big group of people were at that headstone because now there are so many more flowers around this. Then I took 2 pictures of the area where the plot marker indents were in the grass. Then the next 2 pictures I took, I'm standing over the Mother Mary statue and the flowers. The next 4 pictures are of different areas in Babyland 6th West. And after visiting Megan for a little while, and after more pictures were taken, I left the cemetery. I left the cemetery hoping and praying the family just included a new headstone and not a new loved one, because I can't say it enough. The newly set in headstone at this Mother Mary statue is in the wrong location. And if a loved one is buried newly in too, they are also in the wrong location. Man, so many thoughts running through my mind. It really is disgusting. When I arrive home, I knew I need to sit down and write the episode for the podcast. And in my thoughts, I'm thinking, I should have already have done this, but with my grandbabies here, it took up my time, and I can do it now. I'm pressing for time, but right now it is so worth it. I sat down at 6:20 p.m. just after dinner, and I start writing an episode. And about halfway through it, I start getting tired. My right hand is hurting from writing, of course. I took a break, and an hour or so later, I start writing again to finish it at 11:36 p.m. Now I can say I'm tired. I put the pen down and I got ready for bed. And I thought, I will finish it in the morning. Then tomorrow night I will record, or I will see how it goes and the day goes. And if not tomorrow, Tuesday for sure, I will record. October 23rd, 2023. Excuse me. Thank you, God, for waking me up. As I start my day, I did reread the episode for this Wednesday to see the length and time of it. I edited it too as I read, and it is long enough, and I had to correct a couple words. But when I finished with that, I set the papers aside and I relaxed the rest of the day. I will record this evening if I'm feeling up to it, and like I said, if not, tomorrow for sure. As my evening moves on, I have dinner. Madison is here to visit. I'm happy she is too, because I do need the break away from writing it, from reading it, from thinking about it. Madison stayed about an hour, and when she left, I knew I wasn't going to record tonight. Have a good night. October 24th, 2023. Opening my eyes this morning, my heart is heavy. My first thought is, I need to record, and then I had to shift my train of thought and start my day. Shortly after breakfast and cleaning up meaning as making the bed, putting things away, taking a shower, and doing up the dishes from breakfast, and a cup, a plate, or bowl from the night before. I got a few wet paper towels to be able to wet my fingertips to turn pages, and I went into the office room and turned on the computer and sat down, and I prayed to God, this is easy for me. I asked Megan and Wyatt and the other angels in need of their resting place markers back to help me to get through this. I start to record. I went in the room around 12:30 p.m. and I came out of the room at 6:03 p.m. It was tough, but I did get it. It will air tomorrow night at 8:00 p.m. Now I do have to kick back for a little while. October 25th, 2023. I'm feeling rested this morning, and thank you, God. I get the morning routine done and I sit down to write a short paragraph or maybe a few paragraphs to explain more of the story. This is the part of the podcast episode from episode 7 of the descriptions of the pictures. And I want to express this because at that time I did mention I want to tell the story about the Bible they pulled out of the casket when they dug up Megan's headstone on November 26, 2019. Okay. Megan had been laid to rest since 1999, April 1999. Over the years since November 26, 2019, my thoughts will not let me forget about the thought of the Bible. Now, here's a question for you. Tell me what you think. After 20 years, or how many ever years Megan endured water in her combo casket vault, a book underwater after all this time, would it be intact? Would it be together? Because when the Bible was pulled out of the casket and Daryl, the funeral director, shows me the Bible is very well intact. And the view of the Bible is shown in pictures taken on November 26, 2019. There are just so many questions and no answers. Although I do have a question, another question. Where is the Bible? Daryl carried it out of the cemetery with him, and when I picked up Megan's items from the funeral home, I received the list of what was on and in the casket, and the Bible was not mentioned. After I wrote this down, I took a deep breath and started crying. I sit here a little while, then I decide to go to the cemetery. At 5:06 p.m., I'm pulling up to Wyatt's area. It is drizzling rain, so I stay in the car. Everything does look wet. I took a picture of Wyatt's headstone from the car, and about 5 minutes later, I'm pulling up to Megan's area. The flowers are still here, and I like to see that and to know that. While sitting with Megan, I took about 19 pictures from different areas at the west side in Babyland 6th West. Some full view pictures, some up close pictures, and then I take pictures from the south to the north and from the street. And to look at these pictures and then to think back about the view I remember from 20 years ago and where the big drain sits and has always sat since 1999. And looking at these pictures, I can see the north tree sitting west of this big drain, the rusty old big drain. And that would explain the headstone across the street lining up as in older pictures. Then I took 4 pictures of the full view area from the electrical pole to the small drain and the lineup of the black and white Babyland sign, the double headstones, the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign, the existing tree, and then west, the newly set in headstone. I took a couple pictures from the existing tree to the north, to the area where the north tree used to sit, and then to see the pictures of the big drain and to see the older pictures. The big drain sits on the northwest side of this area, and west of this big drain is the dip in the ground, the area also that we probed for the north tree information. And this is when Madison stuck the probe in the ground, as she did in other areas, to find the tree they say they cut down, although we found no tree there. But when she stuck it in the north area, she said she hit something, and she felt the probe hit when it hit. It was about 6 to 8 inches in the ground. And yes, looking at these pictures, newly taken pictures, the view is still the same when you compare the pictures and tell the story. The story doesn't change. And I'm not sorry for being the messenger. God gave me this for a reason, And that reason is why he keeps me moving to get the truth told. Thank you for listening. Stay kind with your words.